察覺檢定獲得優勢喎，有個盾。
可以同啲地主傾下，好似有任務接，然後跟住可以落地下室嘗試即係嗰堆碼頭嗰度睇下有咩抄咯。
That's curious.
我喺度用隻水元素洗走緊地下啲倒水。
Something over there. The Absolute's army are on the march, and Baldur's Gate is their target.
係咯，應該全部探晒啦張圖。頭先爭未探嗰度，我已經探埋。
The Shadow Curse will soon be forgotten, thanks to us.
Just tell me what you need.
Spinning.
Thanks, Nichols. And the storm.
You are welcome.
It's finally time for the Iron Hand gnomes to come.
Go home, Marcus, he says. Pah.
Yes.
Do you have anything? for dinner. How does the stone read?
The way is
基本安咗
clear.
啦。
The light has shown the way.
The sooner we get out of here, the better.
上次不肯定係門口嗰隻樹咁手啊！你見佢嗰個 icon 係綠色嘅，綠色即係戰鬥狀態嘅友軍，
It's all coming together. I can.
其他啲 NPC 係黃色一點啊嘛。阿斯當輪裝呢個警呢個盾啦，唔係咁佢裝唔裝到盾？
The Absolute has delayed my plans, but only that. Nothing changes. Go home,
Friend, we are here for you.
Might be useful.
Yes.
Do you have anything to eat?
No.
finally time for the Iron Man.
入第3章嗰度啊。
I need a little extra edge.
我而家碼頭撳正嗰個蝌蚪桶，去廁所先。
No traps, please.
A curse lit there are depths. Do illithids possess souls? Correct. Yet, the three amass an illithid army void of apostolic souls that could imbue them with power. A flock without souls, yet to what end, mortal? This is the question thou must come to answer. Until such time, be availed of my services. Yes, Bane, Lord of Darkness, Baal, Lord of Murder, Merkel, Lord of Bones. Once judged, ascended, then vanquished as one and as three. The alliance is reforged, mortal. The plains thus quake, and the the gods shudder. Where matters of balance are concerned, I am eternally cold. No. Very well.
An army's worth of slithering parasites. Sickness waiting to spread. A pattern of blank minds newly born. They carry only a bare shred of memory, inherited from something older. A sleep of centuries. The birth and destruction of a settlement above, forming only background noise to the dream, until something descended down into the darkness, and the dreamer awoke. Empty. Void of essence, void of purpose. We cannot allow their birth.
今次有冇直接打爆佢？
Beat the baddies. Mole should be here.
That is still.
打爆咩？
幫手做，試下咯，未試過。
Miss Alfira.
On second thoughts,
What to pack
Hello, world.
and what to dump. Mole would know.
parasite.
死咗。
Take it.
Alfira's writing us a song.
仲燒緊啊，其
Pound's
實。
blessings.
應該有一大堆標本喎呢度係嘛？但係頭先係咪炸爛晒啊？
有兩粒咯。
但係佢指咗好多次。哦，原來係打死咗佢哋。頭先只係個地下燒着咗啫。
啊，守護人喺出邊，
係啊，
唔係認住。
你用卷軸服佢咯，冇所謂啊。
咪守護人喺月出之塔嗰度咯。
你要服卷先啦。
有對話。
As you approach Minthara, you feel her mind reaching out to yours, tentative
There you
and
go.
curious.
Sorry. Old habits. I did not ask permission. When we first met, before moonrise, I intruded on your thoughts without hesitation and took what I needed from your memories. I would not do that again, unless I had reason to think you were hiding something from me. And I do not. I did not think we would ever share anything more than an uneasy alliance, born of our mutual enmity for the Absolute. I was wrong. A deeper bond has grown between us. I trust you. But I would like to touch your thoughts again, now that my mind is my own. May I? Curiosity. Until my time in the cult of the Absolute, I had spent little time on the surface, except to raid and pillage. I did not expect to find any outside the Underdark who saw the world as I do, and wanted from the world what I want. I did not expect you. I have been told that I am special since my mother first held me in her arms. The burden of expectation. Before the Absolute, I lived a life of certainties. I knew that I was destined for greatness because I was born to it. I also knew that my inherited privilege came with a cost, that the bonds of fellowship and family could be broken by envy and ambition. I could not enjoy the taste of food for fear of poisoning, and I could not enjoy the company of lovers and friends because I feared they hid knives behind their smiles. In spite of the danger, I was happy. I knew myself, and I understood the world around me. Now, nothing is certain.
Without Lolth, without the Absolute, without my home, I do not know myself. But you do, I think. Show me myself through your eyes. Let me see what I am to you. She joins her thoughts with yours, and you are as one. You share in her strength of mind and formidable will, but also the doubts that eat at her conviction. Those doubts cluster in swarms, and the thickest is around her sense of self. She pushes past, revealing the image of her you hold in your mind. What does she see? The cold shell of Minthara's mind melts away, and you are drawn into the heart of her. Warm, passionate, and dangerous. I have never lacked confidence, but this conflict seems so much bigger than the two of us. It frightens me. I do not know if we will survive it.
But whatever life remains to us, I would gladly spend it fighting at your side and lying with you at night.
等，買一買嘢啫。嘢做邋遢。Her mind touches yours, feather light and hesitant. A stark contrast to the confidence with which her thoughts intruded on yours in the past.
Tonight, there will be no voices, no orders,
被錄了。
no gods. I belong only to you.
喺哈爾森之前頂住先。
OK 嘅，係咪真係長休咧？咁樣嘅話，
過圖就長休噶啦，
唔係你就咁呢度長休有劇情啊嘛？
都得。
過圖就另一新章嘅嘢，你覆咗阿影心先。
後半講咩睇唔到啫？
你睇翻對話。
Fate spins along as it. Then thou must provide the proper payment.
死兩個原來，我
This
冇影
is
心。
the price of balance. Well,
其實頭先我見到火酒湯，我已經行開咗兩步，
dusk I strike thy name.
估唔到飛落街嘅。
Rise. Fate spins along. Then thou must provide the. This is the price. Well, by doom and dusk I strike thy name from the archives. Rise.
OK， 覆翻兩隻。長休。
Do you know what happens when a devil is struck down on this charming plane of existence? It returns to the hells to the very point where it last stood before venturing to whichever devil-forsaken plane it died on. In the case of our friend Yrgir, the Orthon you so handily dispatched in the Temple of Shah, he manifested in my House of Hope. He returned to me chastened but intact, his wounds healed, his body restored. He thought I would dismember him. But he has his uses, so instead, I am re-educating him.
We delivered the devil. Now I want what I'm owed. We had a deal.
Indeed, we did. I discovered all there is to know about those scars of yours. It's a rather grim tale, even for my tastes.
I'd appreciate a little less enthusiasm when it comes to Cazador and his horrors.
Oh, come, Astarion. We're about to unveil your destiny. You should be quivering in anticipation. Carved into that ivory skin of yours is one part of an infernal contract between the archdevil Mephistopheles and your former master, Cazador Za. In full, the contract states that Cazador will be granted knowledge of an infernal ritual so vile it has never been performed. The rite of profane ascension. It promises to be a marvelous ceremony, very elaborate, incredibly ancient, and entirely diabolical. If he completes the rite, he will become a new kind of being, the Vampire Ascendant. All the strengths of his vampiric form will be amplified, and alongside them he will enjoy the luxuries of the living. The arousals and appetites of man will return to him, and unlike Astarion, he will have no need of a parasite to protect him from the sun. But the ritual has its price, as all worthwhile things do. Lord Cazador will need to sacrifice a number of souls, including all of his vampiric spawn, if he is to ascend. Imagine how he felt then, when one of those precious spawns simply disappeared into thin air. The only missing ingredient is Astarion. You are the final piece he requires to complete the ritual. Your scars bind you to it. Your soul will set off a very wave of death, bringing Cazador his twisted life. And that, my tragic and toothsome friend, is that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have business elsewhere.
It's a lot to take in. What do you think I should do? I hate how right you are. I knew he wouldn't leave me alone, even when I was just another wretched toy for him to play with. But if I'm the key to this power he craves, he'll hunt me to the ends of Faerun. I need to take the fight to him, and I need you to help me. Thank you.
表示贊同啊！
I don't know, Nico.
What do you know about me? You spoke of my past, being chased by wolves. I told no one about... almost no one. But I certainly didn't share that with you.
There is nothing I can tell you that you do not already know yourself. They trained you well, trained you hard. Chiseled away any part of you that did not fit their plan. They made you forget.
I chose to do that. For the mission to protect Shah's...
Secrets. Yes, yes, that is an old song, girl. Your goddess cares more for her precious secrets than she does her devotees.
Get to the point.
When you freed me, you severed a bond between me and that dog, Thorm. A bond of pain. His, inflicted on me. When I laid eyes on you, I sensed a similar bond. You, tethered to two others. Someplace distant. Let me help you remember.
You feel Shadowheart's mind tug at the edges of your own. You know this sensation. She wants you to see whatever is about to be revealed.
嗰種感覺就好似掹你13尾咁嘅感覺。
Your mind joins with Shadowheart's. Something pulls at you both, bringing you elsewhere. Something sparks in your memory. Teachings about Selûnite rites of passage, about how they would abandon their children out in the wilds and force them to find their way home. It seems that one child never came back. She was taken.
What? Who was that man?
You already know. Did you not see yourself in him? Do you not recognize your own blood?
My father. That was him.
That is him. He lives still. And your mother, too.
No. It can't be. I'm an orphan.
And who told you that? Your adoptive family? You are not to blame. You were young, impressionable. They took you because they wanted to break and remake you. But you are a child no longer. You are a woman. One who knows what must be done.
My parents. I need to save them. I don't know.
Your parents both followed the Moon Maiden. I could sense their faith, even in a brief glimpse of the past. Your parents are with your abductors. You will need to return to their lair. But be warned. You may have once thought of them as comrades, mentors, friends, even lovers. They will all be enemies now. You have been forewarned for what is to come, but not yet forearmed. It no longer has the power to harm me, now that I've removed it from Shah's domain. Shah is quick to discard whatever she has no use for. I think you know that well enough. But I felt it call to me as I took flight. Whatever Shah calls her own, Selûne has equal claim to. They are one and the same. Their power is matched and mirrored. Take it. You will find it useful. What you do with it, that will be up to you. Same as before.
I'll need every advantage, it seems. Thank you.
A debt repaid. You returned my life unto me. Now go and claim your own.
It hurts.
Shah torments you still. What a spiteful creature she is. This will not stop until you take action. See that your parents' sacrifices are not in vain. Allow the Moon Maiden to guide you at last.
King my god, 20倍。
咦，佢碌矛唔見咗嘅。
喺我度，好勁喎！今次係加3。
咩㗎？暗夜短矛。
感知豁免就係擋。
月華之光啦。
月華之光又唔係好勁嘅，但係好用咯。
但係月之塵埃好勁喎，佢照住每一個人都要感知豁免，如果唔係就劣勢地形。
額外1D4，不過係近戰。
睇佢個圈幾大咯。
18米。唔係喎，18米應該係射程。
唔係，應該係啦係啦。
冇講幾大。
我諗得光亮石嗰個圈咁咯。
有咪知啊？
我就唔用得噶啦，呢支嘢。我專注，冇得專注啊！我講先。
哦，範圍啫。
哇！你唔好話都幾大啊！咦？放北嚟嘅喎，喺你個圈入面攻擊造成1D4，係咯。
但係佢話得近戰。
哦。呢個就月華光咯，之前講過成日用。
唔係喎，誒停咗啊！我哋諗住試下射個籃睇下有冇先，因為你個人狀態佢係寫就咁寫攻擊咯，武器就係寫近戰咯。
變咗專注
強優一次。
I can't believe it. I can't believe Aelin is here. And my father. I heard what happened. What he'd become. By killing him. You set him free. You set Aelin free. And me. I mourn the man I knew. He was wonderful. He raised me to serve Selûne as my mother, rest her soul, had wished. He was everything to me, all my life. When an emissary of Selûne came to our little town, we were elated. Dame Aelin, daughter of the Moon Maiden herself. Tell me, do you believe in love at first sight?
你成日都係㗎。
每一個都係一見鍾情。
Aelin is immortal, after all. I understand it's strange. There's an imbalance between us, certainly. But I suppose loving Aelin felt the same as loving myself. It was natural. Then... And this is where I still need answers. I died. I'm not sure how, why, but all was black. Next I knew, I was being jolted awake. I smelled musty air, I saw shadows. And then my father's face. So changed. So hideously warped. You jest. Yet, he did seem a ghost to me. A shadow of the father I loved. He resurrected me with magic so foul, I nearly retch just thinking of it. I didn't know that then, but I could see the change in him. He told me we'd be together now. Said that Aelin was dead. I couldn't speak. Could only run. I found last light within the shadows. Made a shelter there. Prayed my father wouldn't find me. By the time Jaheira came, I'd pieced together just enough to know I'd been dead 100 years. That my father was the source of the horrors plaguing this land. My home. I couldn't tell her who I was. I had to protect them. And myself. No matter what. I did. Who would trust the next of kin of Ketheric Thorm? But I have no more secrets. It's all out in the open now. And with my father dead, I have nothing to fear. Except for Aelin. She needs healing. Rest. I'm grateful for your help. Your friendship. I hope we won't intrude on your hospitality too long. But I'm grateful for a safe place to... well... just to be.
Worm's Rock Fortress. All travelers to Baldur's Gate flow through it. It serves as headquarters for the Flaming Fist and their commander, my father. The Absolute's armies on the march. Gods forbid a tadpole of Grand Duke throw open the gates for them.
都有商人係嘛？唔記咗條。
I'd never heard tell of, but
買團咯。
or know of more precisely. A self-styled strategic advisor to Baldur's Gate's peers. A bit player with dreams of a leading role, the way father told it. He had no use for Gortash, and even less for his advice. But where these chosen are concerned, I have a suspicion we're about to know more than we'd like. No, never. He did the only thing he could. In his eyes, I invited a devil into our midst. I was a fool at best, a traitor at worst, and Grand Duke Ravengard suffers neither.
係喎，個咪再拉你可以同佢拆好金啊之後。
And I went and proved him right. A Grand Duke's duty is to his city. First and foremost, there would only ever be one outcome.
Poor Shadowheart. She's been jerked around so much. I want to believe the gods keep this world balanced, but sometimes I wonder. He got his claws into me early. I was a wild kid, brawling my way through the city. One of my mates got wind of a bit of work guarding some indoorsy type with lots of enemies. Seemed like easy money, so I went in for it. He took one look at me and said I was perfect. I like that. Not like that, you know. Just... it felt like a good fit. I kept him safe, and he paid me well. Well enough to move ahead and put something away for the future. My future. I respected him. Trusted him. And he returned that trust, that respect. His life was in my hands, and I took that seriously. The whole thing with Zauriel happened so fast. I had no idea what had gone down until it was over. One minute I was in Baldur's Gate, a happy, healthy, not quite kid. The next, I was burning up in Avernus with an engine for a
咧，啲
heart.
惡魔係即係呢個現代度死咗又唔死咧，咁其實惡魔
Said
都好
she
難
paid
搞。
him well for my services.
佢都唔係惡魔。
She'd wanted to
即係我
test
講呢
her
個世界
new
啲惡魔
machine.
殺唔死噶嘛，真
He
係
said I'd
佢
be
要搞你
able
就
to
搞你，但係你打佢唔
handle
死。
it. He was right.
因為佢唔會搞到你噶嘛，平
Sometimes
時
I。wish he went.
佢唔係都係呢度有人有惡魔。
佢冇事上唔到嚟噶嘛。即係佢哋講規矩唔可以亂搞人咯，所以先簽約呃人靈魂㗎嘛。好似係。
I would not linger in this land over long. But whatever your business, I will aid you in.
我隊友加入啦而家，啊 KI。
I swear, I can already feel a change in the air. Like the curse itself knows its time is short.
At least Shadowheart is armed with the truth now. May its keen edge draw forth whatever vengeance she...
非常蓋爾喺個反魔法箱隔離。
天晒就更加處理到。
Shadowheart was no true child of Shah, merely a... Kalir's clutch held 36 eggs, more or less, though I've learned of creches that harbored 100. Humanoid. How I despise the term. Githyanki are quite superior to humans. Our biology slates state that Githyanki came to lay eggs after we escaped Illithid enslavement and took to the astral plane. It's an asexual process, a favorable change by any estimation. Hideous to imagine a life where I couldn't partake in the pleasures of sex without the looming threat of bearing children. Astral, time bed.
Ừ, một lần.
Không.
和平嘅。
呢個邊樣嘅？
冇啊。
哦，得幾隻。認心有咁打好。頭先你冇揾明殺嘅。
I've been lied to. My whole life. And I was gullible enough to just believe it. My parents are alive, and I have to save them. I think a part of me always knew that. A part that Shah denied to me. Indeed. But the truth may yet prove painful. Who knows what Shah still keeps from me? We'd better press on for now. and hope we're ready when the moment comes. But before that, there's one thing I need to see to. You'll see for yourself soon enough. Just leave it with me.
It does not surprise me that Shadowheart's faith was based on a lie. Deception is the sum of Shah's design. I take no pleasure in his passing. Whatever faults he may have had, Ketheric was a great leader. Of course. He ruled Moonrise for centuries. That in itself deserves respect. I believe he was an honorable man, but the gods used him as their plaything. First, Shah and her sister, then the three behind the Absolute. I sympathize. It is a sharp mind that feels sympathy for one who suffers unnecessarily, not a soft heart. I saw strength in Ketheric that had been diluted by pain, but I will never forgive him for handing me to Orin. For that, I hope Merkel hollows out his bones and lets them be dust.
I am yours. Come to me.
接得咗啊！咦，咁蓋爾點啊？
You are
咩蓋爾啊？
exquisite.
冇，已經係咪同威爾一齊啊？
啊，邊有蓋爾啊？仲
A true soul came to my city preaching a message of togetherness, accompanied by 2 novices.
太危險啦！邪念再加佢呢個
fertile
組合。
ground for such messages. I killed them and hanged their bodies in my garden. I would have picked prettier corpses if my intentions had been aesthetic. This was a warning against heresy. I was not content with the warning, though. I intended to wage war on their insolent god and the rest of its followers. Even as the flesh sagged and sloughed away from their eyeless skulls, their audacity infuriated me. I had to know where they came from. And whoever sent them was counting on my curiosity overcoming my caution. Indeed. A man you know all too well. General Ketheric Thorm. The dead cough up their secrets just as well as the living. All it took was a simple act of necromancy, and the corpses told me where I needed to strike. Moonrise Towers. Despite Ketheric's best efforts, so are we. And we shall outlast the immortal general and his tower. But he had the upper hand when we first met. I was arrogant enough to believe I had the better of him. As it turned out, to my shame, I was defeated without even drawing my weapon. I came to Moonrise with a retinue of warriors and assassins, the best House Bainray had to offer. I expected a battle, but found a fully laden feast table and a welcome befitting a house matron. Ketheric expected us, expected me, and I fell for his flattery. Perhaps I deserved what came after the welcome as well. Ketheric proposed an alliance between Moonrise and Menzoberranzan. I admit I was captivated by him. He invited me to the head of his table as his guest of honor. I was wary, of course. If I had been in his position, the food would have been poisoned. It was not the food I should have been wary of. It was the pale woman at the foot of the table. Orin the Red. We had barely begun to eat when she spoke for the first time. I only caught one word, my name. Then, quick as lightning, she climbed onto the table, a dagger in each hand, and skipped toward me, slicing the throats out of my men as she passed them.
異想點
If it had been an option, I would have. Ketherick held me still, his hand on my shoulder, the grip tight enough to crack the bone. When Orin stood before me, she touched the dagger to my eye, drawing out a tear of blood. I want this one, she said. Ketherick nodded his permission, and I was taken below. You've seen the horrors of the colony. Orin kept me there for days. She forced me to watch as my men were processed. Some for food, others as thralls. And then she placed the tadpole in my eye, herself. I deserved it. I was passive, weak, proud. You know the rest as well as I do. There were massacres before the Grove. Religious communities mostly. Those who refused to convert. Then there was you, and now there is freedom. Soon there will be vengeance. A disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. Did you have anyone particular in mind? She is intelligent, strong, and capable as both a leader and a fighter. An impressive woman. It is a shame that she devotes all of her talents and experience to the futile cause of the Harpers. Their devotion to preserving balance is pathetic. It is precisely because they are perceived as good that they are so dangerous. Their intentions do more harm to the world than any warmonger could.
Okay. 出發第3章啦咁樣。
我要過埋個。
買下嘢先。
你有冇上過2樓同嗰個阿爾菲拉傾過偈啊？
未冇上。
You're here. Good.
Good.
That's good. Sorry, I didn't mean to snub you. I'm just worried about the kids. Maul is still missing, and they haven't taken it too well. I've been trying to cheer them up. We're writing a song together. But I think they're just humoring me.
你可以試下鬧佢。
Maybe. I'd love to put on a show just for them. But it's boring if I'm the only one playing. I need another bard. Maybe I'll find one in the city. Until then, the kids and I shall work on our masterpiece.
後邊好多啊！
哇！你呢度啲人多到行唔到。
一個蓋爾嘅表現失敗可以 cut 晒成隊。
上翻上面柏德之門之路。
要試多次還埋嗰個帳鋪嗰度。
任務都冇買到。
我試咗都冇發現。
OK。
依家冇晒人啦都。好，成年帶頭。放我搭鋪先。得放咗。有啲人未食到。
Oh, okay.
The Absolute's armies are on the march.
第3章。
嚇
？The curse has been lifted. The land's cleansed of the shadows. Kethric's reign of living death is over. Your courage has been tested, and in this at least, you have triumphed.
係咪叫做解咗幽怨詛咒啊？
明顯係啊。
我覺得佢係唔想成張圖都重新整一次咧，所以先喺要你走咗佢先肯解，所以佢就整棵樹就得啦。
係完事件完。
如果唔係 double 嘅工作量。
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord. But there is panic in the streets.
The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the Flaming Fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping. Yes, sir. No, sir. Rip and cut your throat, sir. Your plan is falling apart, lordling. Give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Neither of us expected the Prism Bearers to kill Ketheric. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
My prodigal bloodkin is among them.
They live.
Barely. I made mince of their ugly mind matter. And if they dare return, I will strip out their offer.
有冇得攻略買奧林？
我淨係想要佢件衫啫。
係，佢油色添。
係你染其他色啲靚。
跟住我哋嘅傳送門喺度走佬嘅時候，佢哋就喺度月色真美。
咦？我記得差唔多有嘢打喎，呢個位好似。
唔係呢度啊！突然間開咗傳送門。
應該要瞓覺先。
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence, one sleep away.
"我想講呢個位個距離同嗰個妖域村莊好近。頭先望落去就係妖域村莊。
Very well.
係咩
Negated Cazador and his right of profane ascension. An imperial soiree attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand
下面嗰度咪飛龍關個門口咯。
exalted vampiric master.
個牛欄都望
And elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem. The world will yearn to
咦？
kneel
呢個
and offer their necks. Of course I envy him. Why wouldn't I? The problem with what Cazador has done is that he did it to me. If the time comes and I can stay one move ahead of him, I'll take his place before his blood can hit the floor. Let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz into Cazador's front door. If we track down my old comrades, the other spawn, we may discover more and be finally positioned for yours truly to ascend. We're going to Baldur's Gate! The city of 1 in a million chances, splendor and squalor. Anything could happen. If we don't find my brethren, they'll find us, likely with bared fangs. We should get to them first. Then we can make their pretty tongues talk. Unless Cazador has changed their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey.
落到去喎。
誒係喎，有傷喎，點落？獨心一世。
Let's have a look.
我上唔返嚟。
用咩咯？迷蹤咯。
哦，窗口跳嚟。
哇！
哇！
好痛喎！
佢跳得一半卡住我。
跌咗兩嘢咯，你係。
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Friend, we are here for you.
係咪要長休啊？而家？
冇嘢做圍牆咯。
可以。
To choose Minthara over. Well, sorry. I'm feeling bitter. Though I think I'm entitled to, given I know exactly what you came here to say. We didn't just make love. We bonded, body and soul. I got lost in you.
係點啊？
And now you've left me stranded, without compass nor map. An icicle through the heart would have been kinder. I think it's best we close off this little chapter of ours and focus on writing the rest of the book. Though if it's all the same to you, I'll be skipping the romance.
GG。但有啲人唔係可以共侍一夫嘅咩？
下醫生得啫嘛，唔係咩？
唔知喎，好似影心都得嘅喎。
Painful truths have been thrust upon Shadowheart.
但係影心嘅前提，佢要係
she's
正宮
strong
咯。
enough to endure, but her path will be easier with our support. What would you like to know? Anytime.
係啊，啲微薩拉嘔多陣先。
有冇？
冇嘢喎。
啊？喂？
都使晒一招喎！一陣間會唔會長休未開始之前就要打？
係咪長休？
或者使唔使短休一次先啊？
短休做咩？
我唔知佢會唔會未補狀態就已經逼我哋入戰鬥。
你依家狀態咪仲喺度咯？
練啲血。
哦 ，OK。
跟住邪念頭先又係咁用招。
唔係我招冇用㗎。
哎呀頂！
Here I go.
咪話咗交之前講先。
無啦，依家都長休啦。
咁阿 Lin 你教埋你啲用咩先？
冇啦，冇咗啦。
隊友唔計嘅。
都有用嘅，攞嚟落優勢，不過得自己食到。
weigh heavily upon you. Sleep's rest is slow to come to one whose mind is so full. The Absolute is not a god, but an elder brain controlled by the chosen of the Dead Three. They mean to use it to take control of the Sword Coast. All who carry the tadpole are governed by the brain and by extension the chosen. It will take but one order to transform them into an army of mind flayers. This would have been your fate too, were it not for the astral prison and the mysterious visitor inside of it. With his help, you have uncovered the cult for what it really is. A plan of conquest orchestrated by the gods of death themselves. Together, you have the power to thwart the Dead Three. If you follow this path to its end, the Elder Brain will not answer to the Chosen. It will answer to you.
阿伯夫長唔係好早就會嚟揾我哋嘅啦
and their religious delusions. Or will you use the power you gain for your own purposes?
唔係好記得。
係咪當初我哋傳走咗佢啊？
A thrill courses through you at the thought. You will not have long to wait. All you need to do now is sleep. But sleep is not for you.
Hear me. Gather. The reckoning is upon us. The city thirsts for domination. March.
Me.
Oh, you lifted Harper up!
Come quickly. I can't do this without you.
都唔先攻嘅。
得走啊！
陣間哥哥可以放個大步先啊，因為全部冇晒。
我點放都放唔到全部人。
呢度唔放我哋4個得唔得？
一個人過就得啦嘛。
我哋4個喺度咪得咯？
得。其實我點樣都過到啊！一個迷蹤步㗎，不過算啦，殺住人。
Blood follows me everywhere.
.咁快就用咗。
好啊，陣間都長休㗎啦，呢度之後。
咩啊？入去要打交
係咩？好似係打班武真 get 咗。咦？發回機嚟㗎？你都中啊？哇！咁我塞住晒你添。
Here goes nothing.
More are coming. Hurry, or we will all become thralls.
嗰邊傑克咧就死，唔知會唔會劇情殺？
都要衝啊！
我唔夠距離。
有冇迷蹤啊？
我跳咗啦。
OK。
過住佢先啦。
你想我殺嗰條友定係直接點門口啊？
專注先。
佢唔係專注嚟。
冇嘢。
直接走咯，反正都掂一掂就走。
睇要唔要嗰啲經啫？
一隻200咯，都幾和味。即刻瞓低。
我記得會有真門。
有啊，每一槍都會放啲人出嚟。死啦！我記得係
More are coming. Hurry, or we will all become thralls.
係啊，邪靈啱啱塞住咗條路。佢唔驚遠攻。你仲單突咗下？
冇啦。
冇就我打佢。得。撳門啦，唔撳就喺度掛機。
斬多2嘢先啦。
哇！佢想補刀啊！
哇！佢頂佢份呢條友真係。
More are coming. Hurry, or we will all become thralls.
依家傑希拉好似唔係隊友嘅，死咗啊冇。
受威脅唔到地。
因為佢唔係跟我哋隊友，佢跟住啊，即係劇情角嚟，依家死會死。
唔係，係隊友，我可以升佢嘅。
抌支藥水咯。
我哋。
佢都未開始喐，我俾人打冧咗。好型啊！呢招。
被死啦！你仲有冇得肥啊？
冇啦。
好晒喎！
我卜佢啊！
嘢啦，有冇動作啊？有動作直接拍水啊
！More are coming. Hurry, or we will all become thralls.
肥一肥，跟住拍王咯。
我掉死佢啊！得啫嘛。
More are coming. Hurry, or we will all become thralls.
殺埋佢。
More are coming.
Hurry, or we will all become thralls.
未執屎添。
It's not over. Come to the skull.
我記得呢度都幾難打嘅。
小心俾人打落街咯，主要係。
I'm here. Help me.
要過去啦，最限制㗎啦。
黐線。
哦，我補刀咯。
OK。
84% 命中好嘢。
喂，你哋
It's not over. Come to the skull.
係喎，執下絲喎。使唔使短休啊？
可以啊。
係嘅話，我就差啲。
你搞掂自己咁。
What's in here?
OK。我執緊嘢。
It's not over.
我前面
Come to the skull.
前面打緊。
It's not over. Come to the skull.
呢度有塊石板喎，可能之前 miss 咗。
哦，頂一條落去就。
唔係話執緊嘢咯。
Before you do anything, I am your ally. We are in danger. The Githyanki is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him, or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you.
I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me.
呢個揀6會唔會 game over？
會啊，直接輸。
點啊？
You saved a child from a viper back in the Druid's Grove. You saved the Asima Night Soul from her soul cage. Your continued existence as yourself and not a mind flayer should be all the proof you need. Now, help me.
好正啊，二我記得。
反正佢唔會嬲。
哇！冇加成啊！
我放你唔到。
哇！我真係直升啊，真不得了，做到1。哇！冇喎，積分一下跌1點，失敗冇所有。
唔使用。
Despite your best attempts to be subtle, the Mind Flayer's awareness is everywhere. Blunder in its presence, like a warg pup learning to walk.
You must be joking. Look around you. We are at war. Fight with me. Your future depends on it.
咦？哦，成功好似唔係咁。成功佢問你喺度做咩？佢話：我同你講嘢就係用緊心靈溝通，你就
係啊，
你唔使用心靈字。
係啊，我記得加入啦。
Together, we can turn the tide.
我好期待佢用翻個愛藥。
Come to the skull.
哇！超遠啊！你加油！
冇乜，你執住嘢先咯。我哋依家開始緊。你執晒先至行上嚟啊！我哋唔好喐住。
咪入咗 turn 啊！
佢喺 turn 入邊。
你直接跳咯，即係焗住。哇！都好勁喎！呢隻176血。
你第一下唔好用最大力喎，佢擋彈啦，第一下。
反射閃避呢隻
你用到低攻壓咗佢個潑彈先可以。
不過用完低攻之後，其實我就冇咗優勢。我唔知係好難做。35% 中到黐線。呢個都係35%嚟。
你係咪開緊神射啊？係。其實你哋都一路唔記得搽油。哇！佢要爆炸啊！
咁型，我一個人清晒佢。
你見到個畫面飛嚟飛去。
唉，閃到慢啊！我就嚟俾佢。
而家就話練。
65%。
唔得喎！哇，跳都跳唔到。
哇！超遠。就借前面一隻。揸定一望揸下。得30%。燒君要唔要速度之啊？我抌地下。
都得嘅，唔係好多隻啫嘛，但係。
5隻咯。我可以直接劈個王子嘅原來。
又唔使嘅。
命中好低喎，
查個命中有咯。
負陣冇咗而家。咦？唔係我可以投擲嘅喎，喂命中又唔得。唉，試一試啦。
Destroy the honor guard.
Nothing will stand in my way.
嚇！佢定咗身喎。
咁差遠都定過你。
喺邊？我斷佢專注。
啲揼佢得啦。
哇！搞錯。哇！
嘣！一
哎呀！
咁啫。
嘅上面仲記得兩隻喺度。零。減晒傷害。
最尾留翻個泵。好啦。
哇！佢又想搞你喎。哇！
佢要好型咁跳落嚟之後放喎，唔可以喺上面放。佢哋唔使過嚟啦。
咩啊？唔想個芒飛嚟飛去。有啲唔得救。
你跳過嚟會快過你行。
係咁，得翻佢啫係嘛？
嗯，8隻。
Don't look at me like that. I am a mind flayer, yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the Absolute.
It's obscene to owe my life to a damned geich. No more lies, no more tricks. I will have answers!
I想撳5喎。今次唔玩觸手。
You grew attached to a mere disguise, but you judge without even knowing me. It's like I said before, I'm just like you. An adventurer, I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of mind flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain, the one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my old city. I sustained myself on criminals. Unglamorous, but there are plenty of them, rarely missed. And they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call the Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become. We fought to tame Prince Orpheus, the son of Gith herself.
Orpheus? Impossible. He was slain by Jastil Kithrak himself.
Quite possible, I assure you. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus's mother to bring about the fall of the Illithid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place. Vlaakith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Vlaakith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my hold on that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control. Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him in defiance of their teachings. Vlaakith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Vlaakith will be finished.
Vlaakith is eternal. My people would not be swayed by this false prince.
A very good question. One that I have been unable to answer. That Orpheus lives at all is ruinous to Vlaakith. She has done everything in her power to keep his existence a secret. That Gortash and the Chosen found out about it. This is impossible to explain. But it was important enough to them that Gortash sent me to retrieve it. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside and found Orpheus. I realized what the prism was for. Containment. While my body was within the prism's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You. There may come a time when that is necessary, but there is no guarantee that his power would survive his passing. The risk is too great. the moment his protection is gone, you would become enthralled to the Elder Brain, just as I would. We may look different, but to the Elder Brain we are already the same. Thralls in its design. I appreciate that, but this is what I am. My original body was destroyed when I transformed. When I first escaped the Elder Brain, I searched for a new vessel, but the longer I inhabited this one, the more it grew on me. I realized that returning to my former self would only impose limitations. Any advantage I could gain by restoring my original appearance, I already had to hand in the form of magic, and that humanoid shape you've come to know. As an Illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You, too, should embrace this change. Like it or not, our chances of defeating the Elder Brain are substantially improved if you embrace your latent Illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle, while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty. If you let me, I can evolve you. The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an Illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not? You will be able to do things you never thought were possible. There will be physical alterations, of course, but only partial. You will retain most of your current form, and you will soon see that the benefits outweigh any perceived loss.
Even as you say the words, you feel a lurch of disappointment. Your mind bristles with Illithid potential. How could you be so cruel as to deny yourself what you want most in the world?
I felt that. It's your nature. You cannot fight it. So embrace it.
What the? 買佢俾你揀嘅。
It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone. It must commune with another.
哇！你而家要擲色先可以擋到。
哇！問一問先。
A tadpole, nurtured by the psionic energy of the astral plane, cocooned here for millennia, it has become extraordinary.
佢住先。21乜料啊？我仲要減一，真係食硬啦！
啊，成功啦！
冇。仲有一點激勵用唔用好啊？一定要成功，唉算啦。
You may resist now, but it's too late. You already embraced the powers the parasite gave you.
You leverage
them to manipulate, to dominate, to survive. Your nature is no longer your own. You are well on your way to fulfilling your Illithid potential. You are ready to evolve. Coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you, Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
You are exquisite. When your allies see what you can do, I hope you encourage them to try it for themselves. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain and bring it under our control.
換咗呢邊啦。本身諗住俾斜點邊。
Please do find someone else.
At the ready.
會咧多招能力都 OK。
多好多啊！但係你先係主講嘛。或者唔係，或者佢強制房主可能關事。之前好似都係我，然之後我拒絕到，跟住就俾你揀邊個食咯。嚟啦，收到聽下先。